two vaccines waiting for a Food and Drug Administration, business leaders across the country are weighing how they will structure their messaging when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine and their workforce. A new CBS Money Watch article examines if your employer can force you to get vaccinated and just how much influence a company might have over an employee's decision. Let's bring in the author of that article, Megan Cerullo. She joins us now. Megan, is it legal for companies to require employees to get a vaccine?
Hey, Omar. Generally speaking, it is legal for a company to require its employees to become vaccinated. For example, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission already allows employers to require that their employees get the flu vaccine with an asterisk. They must, however, make exceptions for certain employees under the Americans with Disabilities Act and under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act.
Is there any specificity you can give us on who would be exempt?
Sure. So an employee with a medical condition that makes it unsafe for them to receive the vaccine can request an exemption under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and their employer would be required to provide a reasonable accommodation, for example, allowing them to work from home. And that's a pretty easy, that would just require an employee getting a note from their doctor. Employees with sincerely held religious beliefs, for whom it's against their religion to become vaccinated, can also request an exemption under Title VII. The threshold is higher there because they don't want people coming up with bogus religions when it's not something they sincerely believe in.
If an employee does get the vaccine, could companies be held liable if the vaccine later turns out to be ineffective and that employee gets sick?
Sure. Lawyers expect there, first of all, to be a push to insulate companies from liability.
Caitlin, good morning. There's a lot of things your employer can already make you do, like take safety precautions, wearing a mask, washing your hands, but can they make you get that vaccine? Well, that's something a lot of companies are debating right now because the matter of fact is it's really complicated.
Right now, you could insist on a mandatory vaccine, but it's not going to be mandatory categorically for everyone. There are some important exemptions to keep in mind.
The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which enforces laws against workplace discrimination, hasn't written a policy about COVID-19 protocols yet, but they have addressed the flu vaccine. So lawyers are basing their advice right now off of what's been written there. So yes, your employer can require the vaccine, but people can request medical or religious exemptions. If you just don't want it, well, that's up in the air.
Feeling uncomfortable, ethics, or even medical concerns that don't rise to the level of a disability or a severe adverse reaction to the vaccine, that's not going to necessarily cut it.